at the amazing Tinonee Estate cellar door. That's right. Shh. It's all closed up. We have the keys and we are inside, enjoying a lovely vidilla at the Tinonee Estate, who have been kind enough to let us film this series of the Reno show right here. And today I've been looking around. There's quite a few beautiful decked areas here at this property, and it sparked a bit of a debate between Rowan and I about, look at him, about hardwood versus not hardwood alternatives when we're doing our decks.
Yeah, and you know my thoughts.
Well, he's a chippy. What do you reckon his thoughts are?
Timber, all the way.
All the way. Not just any timber.
Hardwood.
All the way.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So I could throw up a pile of negatives about that.
Go.
Right. Costs more.
Yes.
I have to pre-drill stuff.
Yes.
It is heavier to lug in and out of my ute.
Yes, but weight is a sign of quality.
I don't know if I have anything for that.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Hardwood. I think, personally, and this is just my own opinion, but I think, well, that's what it would be if it was personally, wasn't it?
That's right.
I think nothing beats the look of a timber deck. And
So,
specifically,
what about a non-hardwood? What about like one of the softer woods?
Yeah, I just don't know. In a hard-wearing area like a deck that's exposed normally to the elements, I just think you're going to get much more longevity out of a hardwood deck.
Okay, so what if you're only planning on staying there 1 or 2 years? Would you ever, like I'm wanting to throw a line
valid
out.
question. If you want to renovate for sale and you were trying to make room in your budget for additional things that you could spend inside that would increase the value of your property,
You
then
could maybe see.
I could see leaning towards potentially another covering for your deck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or notice he said another covering. He didn't say non-hardwood.
Well, no, you could go with a pine or something like that, or you could use, composite material if you wanted to. I'm not a big believer.
Do you know what this is like? I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched Happy Days. You know when the Fonz used to have to say sorry?
I thought you were so going to say Joni and Richie or whatever his name is.
No, when the Fonz had to say sorry, it's like you saying...
Oh, you won't get that word out of me.
No.
You just won't get that word out of me.
Similar to not hardwood.
No.
Yes, right.
Yes.
So what you are saying though is if it was a point of renovating a property that you're going to stay in maybe 1 or 2 years and maybe on sell or try and leverage value in it, or if you really just didn't have the room in your budget and it was a matter of having no deck and no outside living to using hardwood.
Yeah. Always. If you can fit it into your budget and you can get some form of outside entertaining or living space, then you really should do it, people, if you can. It just so greatly increases the value of your house and the livability of your place as well. So, and let's clarify too that if you've got a deck of any sort, it's always going to require maintenance. Whatever you put down on it, there's no such thing as a maintenance-free deck. So there's ways to decrease the amount of maintenance that you need to do on a deck. But
even a good hardwood needs a lot of love.
It does need a lot of love, and they only have a limited lifespan. It's really important to understand that too. If you're planning on renovating to live, you were just talking about yours,
11 years old,
and it's starting to show some significant signs of wear and tear, and it's starting to require more maintenance than it's pertinent to keep. So in a situation like that, where you're getting very, very high traffic and you've got major exposure to the elements, 11 years is a pretty good run.
It is a pretty good run, really, isn't
that's
it?
Right.
And there is that beautiful warmth that you get from a timber. So I know that there are lots of other prefabricated, there are lots of composite materials that we can use instead of our decks. But maybe I'm just old-fashioned. There aren't many things that can be a timber deck.
The look and feel of any natural substance is far greater than any man-made thing, I think.
That's right.
So, yeah.
And so for me, if I wasn't going to do a timber deck, I'd probably prefer to go to another man-made substance, such as like a gorgeous limestone tile on my deck, than go to a truly synthetic product.
That's right. But bear in mind too, if you're thinking about tiling your deck, there's a lot of preparation involved in that as well. You have to sheet it. There's a lot more load-bearing weight on your members of your deck when you go to tiles as well.
And we need a lot less movement.
And we need a lot less movement as well. But just going back to having to replace decking boards, it's a really, really good opportunity once you get those decking boards up to treat your subfloor frame again as well.
Oh, good point.
Yeah,
so retreat it.
Retreat it, yes. If you get the opportunity to get your decking boards off to replace them, then by all means...
With
hardwood. With hardwood. Then by all means, please take that opportunity to retreat the subfloor members as well for whether you want to coat them with a coat of paint just to make them a bit more resistant to the weather elements, or you want to put bitumastic or something like that on them to just stop the water penetration and things like that, then it's a really good opportunity to do that as well.
All right, so we've solved it. Hardwood decks do win, hands down, if it's in the budget. Otherwise, alternatives are okay.
They're acceptable in my book.
Winning. Hey renovators, if you're ready to take the next step in your renovation journey, then come learn how to renovate with me in my online renovation masterclass. It's completely free for all of you listeners. So if you want to discover how to renovate properties for profit, head over to naomifindlay.com/renovation masterclass, where I'll show you how the 7 steps to my winning rapid renovation formula create a 6-figure income for me and many of my students. So save your spot today. Remember, it's naomifindlay.com/renovation masterclass. See you soon.